So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 40th edition of the Strait Link Burnie 10 for 2024. A fantastic Australia's premier community running event. The man at the top, rightly probably is a favourite for the men's race. A debut on the 10K on the roads, but holds a very, very commendable 13.01 on the track for 5,000. That's the Irish competitor in Brian Fay, an Olympian. And then we look at the women's, and the talk around the local streets is there is going to be a legitimate attempt at the record today, and that's by Leanne Pompiani.
No pressure on Leanne, but she's probably the clear favourite in the women's, and we do hope that she'll run fast and put pressure on that record, Kylie Rees record that stood for so long now, 31.43, so we'll
1999
see.
it was.
1999, wow. Not even this century.
Burnie 10 of 2024. Close to 3,000 people, I think, across the days running today, Steve, are entered, and this is the Burnie 10, the first and certainly the most important race of the day.
They're splitting this pack pretty quickly. Andre Waring just off the back there, so I think this pace is pretty honest.
We can see our lead female there, Leanne Pompiani, right on in a nice little group there, helping her. Phil McConnon is that runner with the sunglasses and the black singlet there, who's been asked to set up a pace for Leanne, so she'll be using his nice pace just to set her off and get her on the right track early.
Exactly, and I think Caitlin Adams also in there, so our 3-4 women have got away cleanly as well, and that's a good sign. Sometimes you can have a little niggle that might just impact you, but it looks like we're all safe and cleanly away today. Look at those crowds. That's taking that left turn as they head out. I think it's at Emu Bay, or I think they run around, so memories of the Emu on the uniform in the early days, so
the Wang Burnie 10 back in the day.
That's
I think
right.
It was, Steve. We are looking at the moment at our lead female. You can probably see her just behind the runner there in the yellow singlet. That's Charles Gunn from the Newstead Athletics Club in Launceston, and he's forming that group of strong men. Angus Leinecke, a good friend of mine, is just on the shoulder of Leanne at the moment, and I know he was talking about a time of around 32 minutes, so he'll be happy. He's checking his watch and he's comfortable with the pace, and let's wish Leanne all the best, because I think we might be in for something pretty special from her. One of the events that's very popular here in Burnie, which you may not be aware of, Steve, is the 3-2-1 go, and a lot of these kids will be backing up for that in about a month's time. So off they go, the 800-metre event. We always see a little youngster fall down. It's just a little bit cane, just hope that they can get back up. I know as a PE teacher, you try to push them straight back up and try to get them out and not think about what just happened and get back into enjoying it, because it is a lot of fun. Isaac obviously found something pretty humorous there, and as humorous as you can be at the 6-minute mark of a 10-kilometre race, having a little laugh, so he's obviously feeling quite good as he leads the men's field. That split screen we're seeing at the moment with the men on the right-hand side of your screen back there at home, and the women the one on your left as you look at it. So it's a great to see our two lead groups there, both ASIC sponsored athletes, as you can see. We've got Isaac Hayne leading the men's, and then of course Leanne, about 3 or 4 people back there in that group of men, setting her pace for her.
And Isaac Haynes a character. He's got a real personality, so we love having that peroxide hair, and he's always involved in a race. He's never a person who sits back. He's always aggressive, and that's good to see. He's pushing that pace along, so, and he's got a really fast finish. So if it comes down to a kick, although I mentioned to Brian, and he said, it's probably the strongest part of my race. So if we come down to a kick finish, it is going to be a sight to behold.
So again, getting that fantastic split screen with our 2 cameras, the lead vehicle in front of our men, and that lead bike who's filming our women's race, which is a few 30 to 40 seconds back now, those women. But Leanne again looking pretty comfortable. Phil McConnon in that black singlet, we mentioned him. He looks like he's already working very hard to try and get Leanne to at least to that halfway point, you'd think, on track, and then maybe a little bit of it'll be up to her. Can she then make contact with someone perhaps in front? And but 3 kilometres, we saw that just go past there. Steve's done the good runners thing and started the stopwatch for me. What sort of pace is she on?
So about 9:30, a 3:10k pace. She's flying, absolutely flying. So maybe that's why Phil's looking like he's having his work cut out. But I think they're on. So that's suggesting. Yet I see Isaac Haynes' hair being blown back, so maybe it's normally a headwind on the way back, but maybe it's different conditions today. But gee, I reckon Leanne's really running pretty fast.
And looks in control still too. You can see that game face on. I mean, of course, the sunglasses are probably not seeing a lot of the strain or anguish that may be going on, but she's comfortable. She's sitting and running nice and high, bouncing on the toes there, and looking quite comfortable with this pace.
Yeah, Nick Earl-Jones there, who's a quality athlete, who's some PBs and be a lot quicker than Leanne's. And whilst he's just turned 40 and in a different phase of his life, but that shows how well Leanne's going. That and down to only 2 men as well. So
and loves a short singlet, does Nick? I'm not sure it's Mike favoured attire, but he's going the short singlet. Might like to feel a little bit of breeze on the skin. A bit like we always see with some of our female competitors, but Nick loves a short singlet.
Yep, good on him. He's maybe taking that weather, he's feeling it on the skin, so he gets the weather forecast right.
Well, this is pretty good signs from a Tasmanian point of view as well, Steve. We see Sam Clifford right on the shoulder, and again, a really economical and compact running style of Sam. It's been spent the last month or so up in New South Wales training with a lot of the very strong distance runners up there, so he's done a really good block of training up there. He's put out some really good numbers of late, and he's obviously feeling confident. He's thinking, right, Isaac, you're my man, I'm going to stick with you and give you a challenge. The others, I guess, are starting to drop back, a little concerning.
They obviously are, so just to set it up, that's Isaac Hayne out in front. Sam, looking at their watch, so maybe they've gone through a split there. Checking that watch, maybe that's
it's gone up
4K.
A bit, yeah, 4K.
It is 4K, yep. And then behind them is our expected pre-race favourite there, Brian Fay, the tall figure of Jack Bruce and James Hansen. So that's a gap though. It's straight on, so we can't quite measure it, but gee, that's definitely a gap there. So we're seeing this field split pretty early.
So Steve, we're just going to take a short little break here and get some interviews from both Brian Fay and Leanne Pompiani on their thoughts about the race today.
Brian, all the way from Ireland, welcome to Burnie.
Yeah, good to be here, man. It's I've never been to Tasmania, so first time here. It's nice, quiet town. Hopefully be a little bit louder tomorrow morning when we're racing on the street. Hopefully a bit of crowd supporting. So yeah, look, good to be here. It's a bit of crack.
This is obviously a race with a who's who of winners. Steve Monteghetti's in the house tonight. It's the 40th year. Does that mean anything to you coming from Ireland?
Yeah, I know who Steve Monteghetti is from Ireland. Obviously, I wouldn't be as familiar. I'd say this is a little bit more of a traditional race for people from Melbourne and stuff. But, I'm only down here a couple of weeks. You're kind of getting the lay of the land. You're kind of hearing about these different road races, this being one of the bigger ones in the circuit. So, it's good to be here. Good to see what it's going to be like. Hopefully, get out there, give it a good hard effort now tomorrow. So we'll see how it goes.
We like to talk about a hard effort. Obviously, your PB stacks up with the race record here.
Yeah.
Does that mean that Jack's race record might be in strife?
I don't know. I feel like I'd have to have a very good day to be close to my own. Jack's, like when I ran that PB, Jack ran 35 seconds quicker than me on the track. So we'll see what it's like. Hopefully it'll be a good day and we can run fast tomorrow. I'm only coming back off, this is my first race back now after the Olympics. So I took a bit of downtime after the Olympics, so hopefully I can go out and make a good account of myself, but we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to just ripping the band-aid off, coming back into some training and just racing hard, so it should be good fun, hopefully.
All right, all the way from Ireland. Good luck, Brian.
Yeah, thanks very much. Cheers. Good to be here.
The 40th year, obviously a massive honour roll this race has. Are you excited to be here?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the honour roll, everyone that's turned up over the years, the 40 years, pretty special. And it's a bit of a who's who of who's been here. So to be back on that list would be pretty special.
I'll put you under pressure with some questions. You're 7 wins from 7 starts. Is tomorrow your 8th win in a row?
I hope so. I mean, that's the goal. The win is, priority, and it's going to be a race. It's going to be a race on our hands. And who knows what else will come. But hopefully another win under my belt.
You just mentioned who knows what else comes. Obviously, the weather conditions look good. You're in good form. Does that mean we're going to see a crack at the Australian record?
I mean, we'll see what happens. I like to take races head on, and I think I'll plan to go out at a pretty swift pace. Could be Australian record pace. At least I'd like to go for the course record, which would be sort of the next goal. But yeah, we'll see how I feel when I get out there.
All right, good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah, so fantastic words from, certainly our two favourite runners, Brian Fay and, of course, Leanne Pompiani. But last time we checked that lead, it's the duo we're seeing here. It's Sam Clifford, the Tasmanian, who's taking up the running, and the others, including Brian Fay, who we just heard from, have dropped back some margin. What would you say that is, Steve? That'd be at least 20 to 25 metres?
Well, I tried to get it on the corner, and I reckon it's more than that. I reckon it might be out to 50 metres. It's significant anyway. It's definitely, it's not a gap you're going to close, so I think they've either got to make a decision, we want to close that gap. They'll probably wait now to the turn, and that'll give our leaders, both Sam and Isaac, get a bit of a look at that gap, and we'll see when they turn if there is a decision to be made.
And the interesting thing too is we've seen the men, they're on their way back towards us, but the women are tackling, our lead female, as we can see the bike making his alterations to make the turn. They are about to get the turn, so we can see that little red thing in the distance. The turn's been made right now, so we're on 15:54 as we saw the clock tick over, so that would suggest that this record, if what you were saying, Steve, the headwind was perhaps in their face a little bit on the way back, and we are seeing with Isaac there that doesn't look like it's been blown back quite as severely, so maybe the wind is at their backs now and Leanne's got this record in her sights.
Yeah, and I just sense that the way that the men, that Isaac and Sam have kicked away, that I reckon they're thinking that, we're making a break here because we can steal a march and keep going if they have got a pretty good favourable conditions on the way back. In fact, Sam's looking fantastic, I've got to say. Out of the two of them, I think it's Isaac who's probably grimacing a bit more, but that is a significant gap.
Yeah, he's certainly looking nice and economical. There's no energy being lost in that rolling of the shoulders. We're seeing a little bit more from Isaac, but again, every runner has a unique running style and technique. But you're right, Sam looks really good. The Elphingston Group sponsored 5K event is not far away, an event that has been included in 2015 into this program, or this running sort of festival, if you want to call it, here at Burnie, and they're not far away from a start. But something that they'll no doubt enjoy, the 5K race, and that should be sort of concluded just before we see these leaders come towards us. But the interest, of course, is in Sam Clifford, the Tasmanian, who leads the men, and of course Leanne Pompiani. The interest there would be the record, which is certainly on track at this stage.
Exactly. Always good to be right on that pace. Shows she's having a good day, and she'll know. She'd be very aware. She's have the watch and the splits, so she'll know how she's going and be pretty confident that that record is a chance. I think, you don't want to say it, but it looks like she's probably got the victory, so now you start to focus less about winning and about running fast.
You're not aware of who's there running right next to her, but that might be someone that there's been some communication beforehand. But the footage we're seeing at the moment is a couple of our athletes there, probably two favourite ones we're seeing front in the middle of the picture there. Certainly Darcy Miller, Abby Butler, who of course has been a very good steeple chaser for Tasmania and also a national medalist, and the taller blonde-headed figure there was James Frankham, and he's a very good emerging junior, 1500 metre up to 3000 metres as well. So that 5K event should be interesting. We'll try to keep abreast of what happens there, but the interest here is Sam Clifford, I think, is starting to make his move to be, well, I guess the second only Tasmanian to join a pretty famous figure, of course, in the shores of Tasmania, and Stuart McSwain. Could we see another Tasmanian male win the Burnie 10?
Well, we certainly could at the moment. He looks fantastic. We've only got 10 minutes of running to go, so it's not like they're setting up the race. This is starting to run for home, and Sam will know Isaac Haynes got a ferocious kick, so he knows he wants to be away once he turns. So he's making the break. He's saying, if I'm going to win this race, this is the decisive point. So that is definitely a gap, and we can see back behind. Will they now get a bit of incentive? I think that's Brian Fay. Looks like he's trying to move, and as Isaac starts to struggle, he might be able to close that gap. But wow, Sam looks fantastic. And
Steve, you talked a lot about getting that support from the runners coming the other way. Well, they'll be right behind Sam, because the majority of them, of course, will be Tasmanians. They know him. He's well known now around Tasmania, and they will be motivating him to maybe get a victory in his home state. Yeah, they sure will. I think Leanne threw that 6K, I reckon, in around 19 minutes. I just missed the split, but that's the 3:10 pace that we're looking for. So, could be tight. Could be an exciting day here at Burnie. A Tasmanian leading the race proper, being Sam Clifford. Leanne Pompiani still on track for that record 6K. So real business part of the 10K now, Steve. Those kilometres before the last one are certainly tough because, you know, you've just got to get through them. And you can normally finish pretty strongly. Almost every distance runner does that last kilometre perhaps a little faster than the others, but these ones are the tough ones right now.
They are. It's like that second last rep, I reckon. It's always the hardest one. The last one you can always kick home, but that second last rep's the challenge. And this is the crucial part, you know, we're seeing through that 7K to 8K mark, and that's certainly that's almost a winning rate. I'm not going to say, because Isaac is such a fast finisher, that if he gets a sniff, he'll close that gap. But at the moment, Sam looks full of running.
Elphingston Group 5K event moving closer. We're getting about the 30-second warning there before they get their race underway. They'll probably get an opportunity to see Sam on their outward journey at least, as he's coming back towards us now. And we're seeing his cadence there at the moment, how his feet are putting on the ground. He runs beautifully straight, a good, fantastic technique to Sam. He always looks amazing, but here goes the Elphingston Group 5K event. And off and running. About just over 600 starters in this one, Steve, and as we said, probably the majority of these guys would be park runners on most Saturday mornings. Maybe just a bit of a local fitness challenge amongst their business groups or community groups or sports groups to have a go in the 5K. 10K, I think you need to be out there doing a pretty regular running to even be able to complete 10 kilometres. It's not something you just say on the day, oh, let's have a go at 10 kilometres, but 5, it's a little bit more, probably something that you could definitely tackle, you know, with a very short amount of preparation. And some just enjoying being part of the event, as you can see, walking or enjoying each other's company.
Why wouldn't you want to be a part of the day? It's beautiful weather and you get caught up in the atmosphere, and who knows, that could start off a running career. Lots of runners now, you know, begin in a fun run or a road race, and then they get the bug and away we go. We've seen that real resurgence in distance running all around the world, and it's no different here in Tassie and Burnie today. And well, this is exciting. Tasmanians, get excited, Grant, because we are seeing something very, very special here. Sam Clifford has stolen a march. He's away. Still a couple of K to go. We don't want to call it early, but he looks fantastic.
Yeah, he's in a fantastic rhythm, as you can see. That technique has not faltered at all throughout this race so far. He's left Ivanhoe on his left-hand side. You can see the Emu Bridge there just in the background, and the turn off to Fernglade, which is a really, really popular running location here on the northwest coast. Beautiful scenic surrounds there of the gardens of Fernglade, but that's not on his thoughts at the moment. Is Sam Clifford, a World Cross Country representative back in 2019 in the junior race, and since that time he has slowly built his running to this point, and this will be certainly one of the most, well, I guess we don't want to call it early. Like I said, I saw Isaac run into a bit of trouble with one of the cones there, so you wonder whether fatigue's really setting in for him, but we don't want to call it too early. But Sam Clifford looking at the goods here in the Strait Link Burnie 10 2024.
And what I like, he's not looking back, he's looking up the road. He knows that this race is his. They've just gone through the 8K, so he's only got just under 6 minutes of running left, so he's on for a super run today. And I think we're seeing Isaac probably not conceding, but just trying to hold his form, and the race is absolutely being controlled by Sam.
The next point of interest here is we now see our race leader in Leanne Pompiani, of course, looking to become a 2-time winner of this race, having won the race in 2022. We'll try to check just on the outskirts there of one of those markers that will come up very soon. We'll keep an eye on that record and whether she's on pace for that as they go past the 5K turn. So that's 2.5K. So perhaps we won't see one for a little bit of time, but still looking really good, Leanne, and that male competitor keeping her on pace, hopefully.
So I'm trying to do the maths. I'm a maths teacher, but that's about 7.5 minutes, 24. So, gee, I reckon she's under. I don't want to call it, but I reckon, and I think we're in for something special here. I reckon Leanne Pompiani's having a really solid crack at that Kylie Reese record that stood for 25 years.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Time. Kylie, one of our great distance runners, and went away in a lot of teams with Kylie, and great representative for our country at World Cross Country Com Games.
And very good on the roads too, wasn't she, Steve? I think
Yes.
I'm pretty certain she won a City to Surf. I know yourself won it a few times, but I'm pretty certain Kylie loved the road running and particularly cross country as well. But And I think that really good highlighted performance in the Commonwealth Games. So we are seeing, it's a record that's not been easy to break, and we've seen some of the best in Australian distance running tackle it and come up short. But will we see Leanne get it today? She's going to have to work through this really tough section right now.
Yeah, just a little rise there, and she's still looking pretty good. She's certainly not looking strained, so I think it's hard to tell. Can't see the eyes with the glasses, but I think she's going pretty well. So, yeah, you'd suggest she's on for something special.
Well, we are seeing the eyes of Sam Clifford, and they have not faltered one bit throughout this race. He has had absolute game face on from the start. His intentions were to be somewhere near the front right from the start there, as we saw Isaac Hayne, our former winner. 9 kilometres has gone by now. Sam's left that behind. He is now basically almost into the finishing straight. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to, I think, pretty confidently see another Tasmanian take out the Burnie 10 in 2024. Sam Clifford, look at him go. An amazing performance. The Tasmanian to get a victory and join Stuart McSwain, who were no surprises that he won this race. We expected it at some stage in his amazing career, but he'll be proud as well to see another Tasmanian win this race.
And sure will, and he looks just terrific. He's on song today, and off that 9k split he's going to run something pretty fast. I think under 28.30. I think he was about 25.30 through 9k. So if you add 3 minutes onto that, and this last case often the quickest one, a little bit of an uphill before you turn, so might be just take the edge off that quick split, but I reckon he's going to be in for something in the low to mid 28s.
Well, his PB, Steve, sits at 28.56 on the road, so that could be...
He's smashing that. I can predict. I don't have to predict that one. That is blown away. That is done and dusted. Wow. It's about winning now and winning in a fast time. He's crested that last hill. He'll make that right-hand turn, and he's about to join us.
Yep, amazing performance. Sam Clifford. If you're not excited already, Tasmania, and those that are watching here on the sidelines, we're going to see a Tasmanian take out the Burnie 10. So this is something to celebrate and something to be really proud of. And no doubt Sam is getting lots and lots of support as those walkers are going past. Perhaps some of them don't know him as well as some of the runners would, but this is a Tasmanian as he makes that turn, and now it's just all about the glory. He's got time to enjoy it. No one's on his shoulder. He's already starting to celebrate. This is magnificent.
Gives the thumbs up. He knows this is his a victory awaits. Yeah, number one, that's you, Sam. You are the man.
One little last look, and just Isaac makes that turn now. So no doubt about it, this is an amazing performance. Sam Clifford, the Tasmanian from Lagana, he's going to win the Burnie 10 of 2024. Magnificent achievement. One last little look. He just wants to be 100% certain, and that's it. He's getting the plaudits from the crowd. Support him, Tasmania. Here he comes.
Just making sure he's clear. He is well clear. He can enjoy. What a run-in he has. A fantastic way to just enjoy Tasmanian victory at this famous race. Puts his name on, adds to the history of this event.
Sam Clifford. There it is. Hands in the air.
Get on your feet! We've got a Tasmanian winner, and his name is
Sam Clifford! Woohoo! Isn't he up and about? The man from Launceston. And look at the time. He's blitzed his PB. He's around 28.18 or so. Keep your applause going for the 2021 winner, Isaac Hayne from Adelaide. He hasn't lost many races, but he's been done by a Tasmanian today, and a great run from Isaac Hayne for second place. And cresting the hill now is the Irishman, Brian Fay. He might have gone to the Olympics. He's third in Burnie, but give him a cheer as he comes through, a fantastic athlete. Just ticking over 29 minutes now. Brian, well done.
Wow, we said it on the post, Richard. We said it in the media. We might see something special today, and what we've got is the second ever Tasmanian to win the Strait Link Burnie 10. As Jack Bruce comes over the line, I'll throw it to Richard and Sammy Clifford.
Sam Clifford, tell us your thoughts.
Oh, I'm absolutely amazed. I've been thinking about this race for so long, even as a kid, and just to be able to win it today. Oh man, it's a dream come true. Burnie's such a big event on the calendar, and great crowds out today again. So wanted to make sure that I relished the opportunity and relished the moment to celebrate with Burnie in Tasmania. Being the second Tasmanian to win this event. It's alongside Stuart McSwain, who's one of the greatest Australian distance runners we've ever had or ever produced in Tasmania as well. It's just absolute honour, and I'm very happy.
What's the emotions right now? I mean, were you running scared on the way back? You made your turn and move around the turn and flew home. Like, how are you feeling?
Well, I was going for the cash, so I thought I'll go at 4.5k, and then if I felt pretty good. I was like waving to the camera probably at about 5.5k in, and I was just enjoying myself out there. So I thought, if worst case scenario, I don't feel good after 6 or 7k. I knew why, but just kept going. I felt strong, didn't look back. That was a big thing. I'm always, as a junior, used to look back behind my shoulder all the time, and I thought, nah, not today. We've got to get it done.
So you got $500 for first of the turn and $3,000 at the finish line. $3,500. Is that your biggest payday?
And you count the first Tasmanian too.
You've won $4,000. He's taken it all. He's not missed a beat, Sammy Clifford. That's a great day.
Always wanting to get cash. It's good any way you can get it. It's it's all a bonus. So yeah, very pleased with the payday. That's 4 weeks worth of work. Already done in 30 minutes.
Well done. That's a good pay rate. Congratulations, everybody. Sam Clifford, the 2024 Strait Link Burnie 10 champion. And did we mention the second ever Tasmanian to win?
And the crowd, we need to cheer home Leanne Pompiani. If that clock's correct, that means she's got 20 seconds to break this course record. Here she comes, the female winner of the Strait Link Burnie 10 in a unofficial brand new course record, Leanne Pompiani.
That record has stood for 25 years and she's just shaved seconds off it. Leanne Pompiani, what an amazing run. Kylie Risk has held that record since 1999. We'll triple check. That was an amazing run by Leanne Pompiani. We are getting our officials to have a close look at it.
Yep, so the fantastic scenes there, ladies and gentlemen. One super proud Tasmanian moment for Sam Clifford. As you can see, he was aware of all the history of this event. He mentioned Stewart, of course, as the only other other winner of the race, but 28.14 smashes his PB, wins a race like the Burnie 10, Steve, and then to top it off, a course record by Leanne Pompiani.
I knew it was going to be close, and I think she's just snuck under by 4 or 5 seconds. So it was tight, and tight all the way, and that's 25 years of history. We've seen it broken by a class run from Leanne Pompiani today. We knew she was in shape, and she has delivered.
And we've just seen Sam getting embraced at the moment, and still is, by his father, and his parents are magnificent supporters of Sam. And I reckon he's still in a bit of a state of shock and disbelief, but he must have known he was in magnificent shape. I mentioned that block of training that he did up in New South Wales was living up there with no doubt one of the training group up there he was involved with. And I was saying to you before this got underway, Steve, there was some really impressive numbers coming out of there, and he has put a full stop on the end of it with a magnificent performance in winning the Burnie 10.
He sure has, yes, and he obviously that emotion. I just loved it. And when he was being interviewed, the emotion of being a proud Tasmanian and being able to put his name now etched in history on that victory trophy for the Burnie 10, and it's what kids grow up with. That's what we've seen today. The youngsters out there having a run, and no doubt Sam Clifford understands the history of this event and has really added to it.
And another Tasmanian just through the line. I'm just checking, I mean, maybe a top 3, possibly top 5 performance there from Ruby. I think she was 3rd across the line.
4th, I think, maybe,
4th, yeah.
I reckon. But, certainly just around the placings.
Yeah, Ruby certainly, after spending that 4 to 5 years over in America at the college scholarship with firstly San Francisco and then Northern Arizona, as we're about to hear from our winner of the women's race,
Sam Clifford, and it's been a bigger day for Leanne Pompiani. You've just run 31 minutes and 38 seconds, and after 25 years, we have a new course record here in Burnie. Congratulations, Leanne.
Thank you, thanks. I mean, that was always on my mind. I had some great guys out there sort of helping me out, especially on the way out. The wind was a little bit deceiving in here. We thought it was less. It was more so out there, but great day.
You've had your eyes on that for a while. There's been a bit of talk. You ran slightly quicker time in Launceston last year, but this has always been something on your mind. You must have been thinking about this for a while.
I was, and I knew sort of the paces we had to go, and it would be dependent on the weather. You could switch it up on the run, no problem with that. I have run a second quicker before, and I hope to keep improving on this.
And you're in a purple patch in your career. You just won the Melbourne Half Marathon a couple of weeks ago. What's next for you? I mean, you've just done an amazing run, but you must always be thinking you're on that upwards curve.
Yeah, there's always something else. We have a big Zatopek 10,000 metre champs in Melbourne in December, so that's sort of the big one that I think most of the Aussies will be preparing for.
Well, congratulations. 31.38, you now hold the course records at the Launceston 10 and the Strait Link Burnie 10, and we're so happy to have you down in Tassie these races anytime. Congratulations, Leanne Pompiani.
Thank you, and thanks to everyone for cheering out there. It really helped.
Yeah, magnificent words from our winner and new course record holder, Leanne Pompiani,
38
officially. Yeah, we were seeing that time as it's clicking over. We're not yet to get the exact time on Sam Clifford, but I don't think he really cares about the time. I mean, yes, great to get a PB, but a winner of the Burnie 10, and Leanne now herself a two-time winner, having won this race in 2022. Magnificent day of road running, Steve.
Absolutely. Those results have shown it's perfect conditions here, and the runners have displayed that. So for everyone that's still out there, they'll be enjoying a good day because it's obviously fast and really good conditions for participants out there. And Leanne Pompiani, I said no pressure. I didn't want to put pressure on her, but I always expected she would go close to that record. And
certainly might be seeing the 5K winner there. That looks like a man I'm not 100% familiar with. Certainly someone I thought that might be near the front there was one of those ones I mentioned at the start, but we'll catch his name when we get the opportunity. But 4 other runners out there, Steve, were there when you first won this race back in 1985. Jared Leary, Ken Williams, Michael Bates and Marianne Murray, 40 Burnie 10s in a row. Legends. They will be wearing on their shirts today, and for very good reason.
They're more than legends. If you've done every one of the 40, that's an exceptional. And just to get your body to be able to get to be in shape to run at that level, and some quality athletes there as well. Obviously, Michael and Marianne have travelled a lot with Marianne over the years as well, so that shows they want to come back because they love the atmosphere and everything that the Burnie 10 allows them. They've seen some changes over the years, but no changes to the course and no changes to the outcome. Those 4 legends by name and legends by nature. It's great to have them here at the 2024 Strait Link Burnie 10 for the 40th time. Wow.
So if you're on the streets of Burnie, make sure
that's the effort and endurance that it takes to complete this race. They all look in pretty good shape, though. I think they've had a good day.
And you are still you're out there running 4 to 5 times a week at least to be running around the 37-38 minutes. You can't be doing that off pretty much zero preparation. So, we are seeing some of the fitter people around the local community still coming across the line.
We are. I mentioned Murray there as well, finishing, so keeping the family tradition going.
Looks like the winner of the females section of the Elphinston Group 5K. That's Abby Butler, one of our top steeplechasers here in Tasmania. She crosses the line there to get the tape, and Abby would certainly be using this 5K to help her with her season, upcoming season on the track over the steeplechase. I assume that's still in her goals, and good to see her get a victory. I think she's won this race before, so another win in the 5K there. And certainly a lot of exhausted runners. Perhaps not his greatest shot, but one for home, getting a nice little rest on the curb.
Well, now's the time to rest. Their work is done. They can enjoy the accolades that come their way, and the other runners as they're coming in. There'll be a crowd out there on the streets cheering all these participants home.
And certainly something that's been included in the Burnie 10, and I'm sure plenty of the people on the streets here, the locals, will be getting involved in at 10:40 today. So in about 5 or 10 minutes time, the street party to kick off with the live music on the main stage here in Wilson Street. So you're probably doing one of those really long warm downs at about 10:40 or talking to the press, Steve. But a great inclusion into the Burnie 10 program, I suppose, to the street party, which will certainly make the day a really enjoyable one.
truly is a running festival, but it's more than a running festival. Every participant, family and friends come in, the weather's great, so you've had a hard race, you've built up, you've done all the training, you've got the events done. Why wouldn't you want to celebrate with family and friends?
Yeah. Here they are, seeing all those happy faces coming across the line, the 10K, and maybe some a little bit more to the other side of the road for our 5K event. It's all working quite well. A big thank you to all those volunteers and officials that are out there on the road. I saw all the road closures happening on my way here across from Devonport this morning, and they do a magnificent job in making sure it's safe for all the participants. And it's a lot of work, and see those, I guess, the 40-minute pace angels that we see from our Tasmanian road runners, and so he'll have a lot of happy people around him. That man's guided them all the way through the line to maybe just sneak under that 40 minutes as we're seeing that tick past right now.
Which is 4-minute Ks, and that's been something I've seen grow over the years, the paces, and they are such an asset to have around you. Lots of people might not judge their pace as well as what they'd like, and that makes that pacing job, it's hard, but it's great if you can know that the pace is set there for you. It's stick on it and they'll get you across the line as you want.
It's our Elstons Group 5K, so cheer them all through, some massive finishes. Here's Lynn St John, she'll be organising.
Hopefully you're seeing some of the people that perhaps if you couldn't make your way to the streets of Burnie here today, seeing some of your favourites, seeing Lynn St John there, someone that we know very well around Burnie. She was a very top line 800-metre runner, used to tackle Thames and Manu now as we know her, back in her heyday, so she still runs and actually does a lot of coaching of local runners as well, so puts back into the sport, and that's it. It's a big community, isn't it, the running? If you know a bit about the sport, it's always good to pass on that knowledge, and it's a great way to great friendship thing too. I know some of my greatest times have been on training sessions with my training groups, and you just have some great friendships are bonded and for life from this great sport of running.
That's true, and so many people enjoying that now, recreational running booming, and we're seeing his hands on knees. I think he's happy, I'm not sure.
Forrest Gump look there.
Forrest Gump look, yep. He may have already done 1,000 Ks before the 10, just 9,990, and he's made it 1,000 by clicking over the Burnie 10 today.
Here they come up the street, Wilson Street here, that last little bit of a hill. For those that perhaps aren't quite as highly trained as Sam Clifford, it's pretty hard work getting up that last little hill, but geez, it's a nice sense of relief when you get through that finishing line and get that breath back and start to talk about and relive the race, where it went right, where it went wrong, but it doesn't matter, you got it done. It's 10K and you can tick it off.
He's shaking his head, but he's smiling at the same time. I reckon he's had a good day. I think he's enjoyed it despite the shake of the head. So there's lots of stories that will be unfolding out on the road. Everyone's got their reasons for running today, and they'll have their own goals that they'll be ticking off and achieving. And as we've seen at the front end, some very fast times, so no reason why these can't be running some personal bests or making some friendships, like you say, Grant, that will stick for life. They might come back next year, like our 40-year participants. They make it their business to come back and continue that streak going, and they catch up with family and friends while they're here, and that's what we do. We get to run on the streets, something like Wilson Street, where we close the road and the runners take over today. Our participants get to enjoy a safe environment, running traffic free, putting all that training to practice, all their training they've put in their legs to get it to put it to good use today.
Quick question for you, Steve. We're seeing all these runners receive the finishing medallions. You've received plenty of those in your past. Have you kept them all?
I have a box in the roof at home that's got the first ever medal I won at a local cross-country race out in Ballarat as an under 15-year-old, I think I was. So, yeah, I keep them, and they all have a personal story. And whilst, everyone thinks, you keep the ones I won, it's often the ones you don't win. I didn't win that first race and got a medal, and I treasured it, and that started me on the journey that got me to win lots more medals, but it wouldn't have begun without that first one. So
there'd be some pretty big boxes at home, I would have thought.
Yes, well, and they're all great memories and tell a story. So that's what that medal represents, and I look forward. I'll finish here and I'll sneak down there and hand some medals out and put some medals over next, because it's all part of the event. I loved, we've all gone through the trials and tribulations, put in the work, and that medal is just reward for all the work that they've done, and I enjoy being able to have that personal touch today as well.
Great family event, the Burnie 10, it always has been, and
he's ready for the street party. That little fella's getting his dance moves refined.
Another one of our pace angels just went past, so the 45-minute barrier for some is ahead of them. So again, it's all these personal goals and journeys that every runner, whether you be at the elite end like Sam Clifford and Leanne Pompiani, or those that have just thought, right, I'm going to set this as a fitness goal for myself and train up for it and enjoy a great course. And there we see our 45-minute pacer go through, and hopefully you had a few behind that are pretty happy. They normally go just that shade quicker, just so they can give the runners the chance to say, if I can stay with them, I know I'll confidently break that mark.
And those sponsors there we should acknowledge as well. And we can't do it without Strait Link, Elphinstone Group. So all of those sponsors allow us to indulge and do what we love to do, but we couldn't do it without them. So thanks for your support, ongoing support, many long-term sponsors as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And they all play their part in making sure this event runs every single year. We hope it continues on. 40 years is certainly a great celebration for this year, but I'm certain there's no reason at all this won't continue on for many, many more.
I look forward to coming back to the 50th, 60th, 70th. How many have I got? Hopefully back. My body's letting me down a bit, but I love these. That's where I wanted to be, out there on the road, because once a runner, always a runner. So special seeing these runners finish now. They've all got a story, as I say, catching up with family and friends and fellow competitors.
Yeah, making that transition into senior athletics, and I tell you what, he has announced himself today.
That's a breakthrough run today. There'll be a lot of people looking at that result and going, wow, Sam Clifford, where's that come from? So that training he's done in New South Wales, his background, his history, he is established now. So that'll be a name to watch, bright future. Again, Australian distance running unearthed another superstar, and we look forward to seeing his progression. And Tasmania should be rightly proud of having a second person to win the Burnie 10.
And here we are seeing now the last few 100 metres again of that fantastic record performance from Leanne Pompiani, a 25-year record that for so long we thought perhaps it probably was almost too hard to beat, but Leanne did just sneak under. And we just saw her running up the roads, and I'm pretty certain that we just saw Sam again receiving all the plaudits that he deserved for his victory. But we are seeing now Leanne Pompiani. What a run, a record, a race record in 2024.
Let's just say that again, 25 years. That's a lifetime for a lot of people. So that record, Kylie Riff's record, has stood for that amount of time. Incredible. So that shows the quality of the record, but the quality of the run from Leanne today to sneak under by those 4 seconds.
A great day for all those Tasmanians to celebrate with another winner of the Burnie 10 in 2024. The Strait Link Burnie 10 taken out by the Tasmanian Sam Clifford. And like you said, Steve, I'm really keen now to see where it goes from now on. I think there's that transition from junior to senior is always tough. And I think he's now, like you said, announced himself, and we will see him be pushing his himself forward, I guess, for him, maybe representing the country as you did on so many times for our great country, and maybe at the top, absolute top level. So that performance certainly does put him in the reckoning, and certainly someone that'll to challenge, and maybe we can celebrate another magnificent distance runner from Tasmania.
And just to put it into context, those times, like Leanne Pompiani, sub 3 minute 10k pace, so almost 20 kilometres an hour out on the roads of Burnie. And for Sam, I reckon about 250k pace, so 10 seconds under 3 minute Ks, which is over. So he's running about 21 kilometres an hour. Absolutely flying.
Yeah, get out on your bike, because I'm not really runners could probably keep that up for too long, and just respect how fast that actually is. And yeah, if you get a chance to see Sam, if you are around the streets here today, certainly I'm sure he'll appreciate any congratulations that come his way. A thoroughly deserved victory. Looked a winner from probably 2 or 3 kilometres in, looked just in total focus on the task, and just an amazing sense of relief, no doubt, right now, as he'll forge his way for the rest of the season. But gives me a great opportunity to say thanks to you, Steve. It was a real pleasure for me to sit next to a 4-time Olympian and a 4-time winner of this fantastic race, and deliver this great race to those watching at home on our live stream. A real pleasure to be with you today, Steve.
We saw something special. It was terrific to be a part of it. Thanks, Grant.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the 2024 Strait Link Burnie 10. We look forward to seeing you again in 2025, and enjoy your running, ladies and gentlemen.
Strait Link has a proud history as a vital connection between Tasmania and the world. Today, we're excited to welcome back the Tasmanian Achiever 2. After 2 long years of waiting, our first vessel has returned from dry dock home in our new Strait Link colours. The Bay of Fire's coral and deep Bass Strait blue represent our strong connection to Tasmania and Bass Strait shipping. Welcome home to one of our vital links, the Tasmanian Achiever 2. We look forward to you returning to your sailing between Melbourne and Burnie.
Get all the right parts right now with the Cat Central app. Find the exact cat part you need with all your availability and flexible pickup and delivery options.
I'm one of the first people in my family to actually go to uni. It's such a welcoming community, so you always know you've got someone there for you. This is definitely the pathway for me.
Our McCafe blend isn't just barista crafted across Australia. Our beans are also sourced from Kenya, Honduras, Ethiopia and Brazil, then roasted in Melbourne. Just another reason it's coffee fit for an Aussie.
Stability never felt better. First 5 miles, you're warming up. Long runs, even longer runs, you can run through it. Adaptive stability and premium comfort. The Gel Kayano 30 shoe. Nothing feels better.